What's up, kids? So, fucking today I went to see Capitalism: A Love Story, the new Michael Moore documentary. I say that not necessarily because I disagree with everything Michael Moore says, but any movie put out by Michael Moore is way too partisan to be considered a documentary. And I think even people that agree with Michael Moore would say that. So don't take those quotation marks as a general damnation of everything Michael Moore does. Just me expressing my opinion that his shit is way too partisan to be considered a documentary. Anyway, it was passable. I liked it. Even the Michael Moore films that I don't agree with him, I like the films. They were interesting. And he's a good filmmaker, so I'll give him credit on that. So this is about capitalism, obviously, and all the things that can go wrong with it, and all the problems with the mortgages and lending, and showing how really the film wasn't a condemnation of capitalism so much as a condemnation of capitalism run amok and capitalism without regulation, more so than an attack on capitalism itself. Discussing important points like the trend of refinancing their home, the idea of people seeing their home as a bank that they can borrow from, and how things like that helps lead us to the problems that we've been having for the past couple decades, and things like that. But in the film, he interviewed some Catholic priests, and the bishop of the Detroit Archdiocese for the Catholic Church. And I believe it was that bishop who said something along the lines of, I'm paraphrasing here, it's so strange that people will look to a system that fucked them, to help cure, whatever it is that the system did. Like I said, I'm paraphrasing. And I was like, what, you mean like religion? And that was one of the things that pissed me off about this film, because they're talking about, discussing several different priests and, all the charitable work that they've done or whatever. And that reminds me of an argument that I commonly come up against, especially when I'm arguing with my cousin, who is my cousin, and I like him, but he's considerably too religious sometimes. But he makes the argument that, you can't say that religion does no good things, because that people who are religious, that there are some religious people who do charity work or help the poor or whatever it is that they do. Fair enough. Look at it this way, all right? This is the way I consider it. Now, I'm going to say right now to you that I'm going to donate 1,000 hypothetical dollars to whatever your charity is, okay? It doesn't matter. Whatever your charity of choice is, I'm going to give you $1,000. You're pretty happy about that, right? I've done a good thing, right? What if you were to find out that the way I got that $1,000 is that I raped and murdered 3 women and took the money out of their purses and then gave that money to charity, okay? Something's wrong here. And that's the way that I look at it when they talk about all the charitable work that the religious do. I don't know. I know we started out about a movie about capitalism, and I got onto an issue of religion. Isn't that interesting? But yeah, that's the way I look at it, and I think that's it might not be the soundest argument, but when you're arguing against these people, it really doesn't matter that much. Feel free to use it. It's good, and it'll make them stop and think for a second, which is a victory in and of itself. I don't know. It seems that the anarchists are still. It seems that these accounts have still not been reinstated. So we got to keep fucking talking about that so people don't forget it. The channels that have been suspended need our support. Anyone who gets suspended for philosophical or political reasons deserves our support. So I want you to keep in mind that that's still going on. I also want to restate my position to the YouTube community because I feel like I have to do it every once in a while and remind people. Because when stuff like this happens, where they off these people, they throw away their channels, and it seems like we have no recourse, people start to threaten to leave YouTube, blah, 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 all this shit. You're going at this the wrong way. Now, I've said this before, and I'm going to continue to say it because I believe that I'm 100% right on this point. YouTube is a business, okay? YouTube wants to make money, okay? Either directly from advertisements on that page or from something that they link to, okay? That's how Google justifies paying all the money that they do for YouTube. It makes them money, but they want to make more. So your way to get YouTube to listen to us is not to abandon YouTube, is not to not click on the ads, it's not to ignore the partners. Your job, your way that you can get YouTube to listen to us is to participate and help them make money, okay? You see ads that you're interested on somebody's channel, you click on them. That makes them money. If you have enough subscribers that you think you can justify a partnership, apply for it. I got a partnership with less than 2,000 subscribers when I did my partnership, all right? It's open to any of you. The more people that are involved in partnership programs, the more people that get involved in the ads, and with these new ads that they're playing on before. Don't hate these things. These are good. Because if we can help YouTube make money, they're going to care about what we have to say about the site, okay? That's part of the reason why they don't give a fuck about the channel designs, what we think about the channel designs, because we're not making them enough money. The majority of people on YouTube are making YouTube no money, okay? If you want them to care about you, help them help you. You know, does it sound kind of fucked up? Maybe, but it's a business, okay? I know a lot of people say they want to leave YouTube, but I don't think anybody should leave YouTube. Okay, YouTube still is a place for the free exchange of ideas most of the time. Okay, and we can make it into a place for an even freer exchange of ideas if we participate. All right, we don't want to lose YouTube. It's important. It's important to a lot of people. It's important to new musicians. It's important to actors and writers of poetry and short stories, people that post those on YouTube. It's important to people like me that just talk about shit. You know, it's important to people that talk about economics and politics and religion. You know, it's important to people that talk about war and you know, human rights abuses around the world. You can find videos that prove that things are going wrong, and that's what YouTube has brought us. It's brought us the opportunity to share this kind of information in a way that's never been done before, in a way that everyone can have access to easily. All right, and if you want to save that YouTube, if you want to save the YouTube that still has a spot for somebody like Confederate Socialists, that still has a spot for somebody like Fake Sagan, for somebody that still has a spot for something like my channel, you need to participate in YouTube. That's how we'll get the clout that we need to get these channels reinstated, to fix their flagging system, to fix the rating system. I just got fucking vote botted again. I didn't even notice the fucking thing until a week ago. I've been vote botted twice now. All right, we can fix this, all right, but we got to fucking work together. If we make money for them, they'll see this as a democracy, not as a dictatorship. All right, so I don't know. That was a bunch of shit. I'll fucking talk to you folks later.